Hey, remember when President Obama said this?
If you got a business, that you didn't build that. Somebody else made that happen.
Me neither. But apparently, those comments created quite a stir and proved to be a great boon to many of us on the right, including Mitt Romney, who has really been hammering the president for that sentiment he expressed on the campaign trail.
He said this: if you've got a business, you didn't build that. Somebody else made that happen. To say something like that is not just foolishness, it's insulting to every entrepreneur, every innovator in America, and it's wrong.
Now, they also made a commercial. They got at least one campaign ad out of those remarks, and we'll get to that in a minute or two. But first, I want to discuss the Obamapologists, trademark, attempted defense of those really damning statements. The most ludicrous, I think, of all the defenses that have been attempted by his surrogates in the media and his minions and even his own campaign is that he didn't say that. He didn't say those words that we have him on tape saying. He just didn't say it. Even the Obama campaign actually tried to peddle that defense, and, well, here's the ad they put out. They actually made an ad out of this.
He said this: if you've got a business, you didn't build that. Somebody else made that happen.
If you were successful, somebody along the line gave you some help. There was a great teacher somewhere in your life.
We value school teachers, firefighters, people who build roads.
Somebody invested in roads and bridges. If you got a business, that you didn't build that. Somebody else made that happen.
You really couldn't have a business if you didn't have those things.
The point is that when we succeed because of our individual initiative, but also because we do things together.
Now, I can tell you that I've seen a lot of people on the web trying to claim that he didn't say those words. He actually didn't say that. Notice they're not even saying that's not what he meant. They're just trying to claim it's not what he said. That's not what he said. That thing that we have tape of him saying is not what he said. This is not a case of what the left has, for example, tried to do time and again to Mitt Romney, where they take something he said, such as, I like being able to fire people, and claim that he said something completely different, e.g., I like firing people, or I like to fire people, or something else that he never said. This is a situation where they're actually trying to claim, oh, he didn't say that. Now, there are some people who are trying the that's not what he meant defense, including some of the people who originally tried the that's not what he said defense and realized that no one was buying that outside of their own circle of idiots. So they switched to the that's not what he meant defense.
What the President of the United States said was, plain and simply, he talked about the words just before he said that was about roads. And then he said, you didn't build those. He was talking about roads. And so the idea that Mitt Romney and the Republicans would take this and spin it around and try to make it a big deal is obscene, and it is lying. The fact is he was talking about roads.
Again, I've seen a lot of people in the internet and print media expressing that defense as well. The only problem with that, well, not the only problem, but the huge glaring flaw that proves that defense to be faulty is, well, you know what? Let's let someone more attractive than me explain it.
The president president tried to say that when he said you didn't build that, he was talking about roads and bridges. Yeah. If that were the case, he would have said you didn't build those.
I think that's probably all you need to say to knock out that defense. A third untenable defense of these comments President Obama made is that he was taken out of context. And these were just two sentences uttered in the course of a long speech that, when viewed in their full context, these remarks mean something different. So here now, in a context so contexty that one of President Obama's most ardent supporters, someone who not only shills for him every night he's on the air, but also tells malicious lies about Obama's political opponents, views this as the appropriate context through which to view the remarks in question. I'll even let him introduce the clip. Ed?
Here are the president's remarks in context.
Somebody helped to create this unbelievable American system that we had that allowed you to thrive. Somebody invested in roads and bridges. If you got a business, you didn't build that. Somebody else made that happen. The internet didn't get invented on its own. Government research created the internet, so then all the companies could make money off the internet. The point is that when we succeed because of our individual initiative, but also because we do things together.
Well, that doesn't make them sound any better. It still sounds bad to say that, to tell small business owners, if you have a business, then you didn't build that business. And now, you know what, I'm going to combine two things because I don't want this video to run too long. Here is, just take a look at this segment from The Last Word with Lawrence O'Donnell and count how many times O'Donnell directly or indirectly calls Mitt Romney a liar.
Mitt Romney is continuing his campaign of lies about what the president said about how businesses are created and grow in this country. In order to spread the lie in a campaign ad, Team Romney had to edit what the president actually said.
Let me tell you something. If you got a business, you didn't build that. Somebody else made that happen.
My father's hands didn't build this company. My hands didn't build this company. My son's hands aren't building this company. Did somebody else take out the loan on my father's house to finance the equipment? Did somebody else make payroll every week or figure out where it's coming from? President Obama, you're killing us out here. Through hard work and a little bit of luck, we built this business. Why are you demonizing us for it?
Well, you know, the president is not demonizing you. Mitt Romney is lying to you.
Now, I will represent to you that following that, O'Donnell gave absolutely no examples, not a single one, of Mitt Romney lying about this or any other thing. So this is just a common tactic of people on the left that I've seen them try pretty much for time immemorial. When they don't like the truth, when the truth is not on their side, they don't want to accept reality, or they just can't bring themselves to accept reality, they just dismiss anything they don't want to hear as a lie. It's disturbing behavior, the kind you might expect from a petulant child or spoiled brat who, for the first time in his or her life, doesn't get his or her way. I frankly just find it disgusting, and why anyone would trust these people is beyond me. But before I conclude, I want to touch on one more point. There are people who are saying that Mitt Romney expressed the same sentiment, that he expressed the same thing that President Obama did in those remarks.
want to attack President Obama on a certain position, make sure there's no videotape out there that shows you endorsing the exact same idea using the exact same language, proving the position you're attacking is in fact one that you also believe. Mitt Romney caught on tape next.
That was from the Rachel Maddow show Monday night. One thing they teach us in practice court at Baylor Law School when they're training us to be good trial advocates is don't overpromise an opening statement. Don't tell the jury they're going to hear evidence that they're never going to hear, testimony they're never going to hear, exhibits they're never going to see. Don't overpromise. Don't oversell your case. Seems like that rule should be applicable to whatever Ezra Klein is doing. I wouldn't call it journalism, but whatever the Rachel Maddow show engages in. Sounds like they've got Mitt Romney saying the same thing that President Obama did, the same remarks that he and others have been, I believe rightfully, attacking him for. So here now is what Ezra Klein came back with in the B block of last night's show.
Today, a video came out of Mitt Romney telling Olympic athletes back in 2002, you didn't build it.
Yeah! Wait a minute. That's the end of the clip? Mitt Romney never said anything close to what President Obama said. What?
Got that, Olympians? You didn't build it. You couldn't possibly have achieved what you've achieved up to this point without the help of others, without the help sometimes of even the government, which helped build the venues that you compete in. I couldn't believe that quote when I first watched it, actually. It's like David Axelrod went back in time and put the precise words he needed into Mitt Romney's mouth.
Were we watching the same segment? I didn't hear him once say, you didn't build that, or you aren't responsible for your own achievements. There's a difference between telling someone there's a lot of people who helped you along the way, there's a lot of people who played a role in your success, something I don't think any serious person would disagree with, and saying what President Obama did, which is basically that you didn't build the business you built. Somebody else made that happen. That we're even having this debate is just, well, it galls me, but what the heck. It's out there, and so I decided to add my 2 cents to the mix. Take it or leave it. Anyway, that's about all for this. I'll have some videos later on in the week or the month. I'm going to have a bit of a break now, and in between job searches and job interviews, I am going to be doing some, the blog and this YouTube stuff is kind of a good way for me to unwind. It's a nice leisure activity for me. Speaking of which, please check out my blog. There it is. And also follow me on Twitter at RightWingGenius. Well, good night, everybody. And as always, don't mess with the right-wing genius.